Hendrix. It's me, your Uncle Trevor. Well, in our continuing journey today, to take you to locations from your new favorite movie, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I thought I would take you to a place I always wanted to go as a little boy. And in fact, I had a little fort dedicated to the area, Toontown. I wanted to go to Toontown just the same way that Eddie did. And even though Eddie didn't want to go to Toontown, but had he needed to, he would have gone to this tunnel right here. This is the Griffith Park Observatory Tunnel here in Griffith Park and out here in Los Angeles. But for the purposes of the movie, it was Toontown, and that's the area where Eddie stands right before it, and he debates whether or not he wants to go in there, because the last time he worked for a Toon was when his brother died, and we later find out that's Dr. Doom. But anyway, so this is the tunnel here, and it's actually the location of another Robert Zemeckis movie that your mom and I and your dad really love, Back to the Future 2. But you will recognize this as being the tunnel. Now, this is what Hollywood does, Hendrix. This is, if you remember from the movie, over here in this little sort of area, in the background there were houses. There were, a few houses and stuff, but they weren't actually right there where that area of land mass is. They're actually, if we come a little bit closer here, I'm going to take you to show you this. This, where the road comes in here, was actually where the houses were, and they were fronts. And what fronts are, basically, they're just the front of the house. You don't see anything else. In this area here and this area here, this is where the Toon Patrol came around the corner. But it's just a mountainside. And the other thing too is that's very interesting is that because it's a mountainside, you can't see this, but the road is at an angle here, and as we go up, we're actually going up, and we're going up even higher when we get to that tunnel that you see everybody going into. And in the movie, you don't really recognize this as being on the side of a mountain. It just looks like they're on the edge of town. There's, as I said, houses in the back in the movie. Just supposed to be the edge of town, and then there's this one little tunnel that leads into Toontown. That's all you're supposed to think about it as, but that's not what it is. We're up a mountainside, Hendrix. Look at all this. We are on the side of a mountain. My ears are popping. And all this is, an observatory where people come and they hitchhike and have a good old time. But this is how they make the movies, is they make you think something is one way when it's actually not. It's called pretend. It's how we pretend. It's how adults do it anyway. They also lie to themselves, but you'll find that out later as you get older and begin dating. So, as you know, this is where Benny comes out, and right over there is where Judge Doom had the dip, and he poured it all over the street here, and then Benny hit this pole right here, and Eddie and Jessica shot out and landed right over here. And Judge Doom said his line about, "What an unfortunate accident. Nothing more treacherous than a slippery road, especially when being driven by a maniacal Toon vehicle." But now, we're going to go for a little walk. We're going to go through that damn tunnel. And it's going to be interesting. It's also going to be interesting for your mom and dad, too, because the inside of the tunnel in Roger Rabbit, you don't get to see it. In fact, there it is. You can see all the way to the end of it there, can't you? All the way to the end. But in Roger Rabbit, what happens, huh? He drives in and it curves around and it's a little ways, and then there's the thing at the end. So they didn't actually use the inside of this tunnel in Roger Rabbit. But your mom and dad will appreciate the fact that this tunnel, the inside of this tunnel, was used in Back to the Future too. And you can see that it is straight. But it's also very loud. It's very loud. Good place for your dad to come and do a rock show. Good acoustics. But here's the actual side of the tunnel. Not nearly as bright, these lights up here, as they are in the movie. But it is definitely the tunnel. And it's actually interesting too, because you'll see when we get to the other side that, yeah! Alright! Don't be a jackass when you grow up, honey. Like that guy. This tunnel is, I was gonna say, I had a whole point that I was gonna make before that fuckhead, don't say that word, made his point about being, oh yeah, it's not very bright in here, but, you know, oh, and that's the other thing too, is that's what I was gonna say, the other side of it, this tunnel, looks a lot like the one we just saw. So I wasn't sure for the longest time which side of the tunnel it was, but you can tell as you'll see here when we come to the other side that there's a lot that is similar about the area of the land on this other side, which is supposed to be Toontown, and it isn't. As a matter of fact, I think this is where where Biff hit the manure truck here. But yeah, this is the opposite side of the tunnel, and as you can tell, it is not Toontown. There are no cartoons here, much to my dismay. But fixing my hat because I look bad. Anyway, we're gonna get back in the car, and I'm gonna show your mom and dad another little tidbit here too. But this is for you, buddy. This is the Griffith Park Observatory Tunnel, the opposite side of it. And people drive through it all day long and honk at people who are making videos, even though it's patently obvious that this is Los Angeles and we should be able to make videos anywhere. Anyway, that's us, and I'm winded because I'm old and I have asthma and I smoke too much, and so I need to go have a sit down. But I hope you like this, and I can't wait for you to see this stuff in person, buddy. That's what I want, really, is for you to come out here and visit me and see all this stuff in person. Anyway, till then, take care.